whenever guys start missing game checks, that's when it's really going to be a serious issue. That's when we're going to start realizing.
So looking at today's pro day, Will Hill's a guy that you faced a lot in practice. What have you kind of seen from him? Didn't have the year that a lot of people thought he wanted. Now he's coming out. What are kind of your opinions on Will?
I think he's a very aggressive, physical player. I think he's very talented, a very raw player. Coach Meyer did a great job of kind of teaching some fundamentals, and the guys we had here put him in a position to be successful. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes balls don't go the way you want to go, and you don't have the season you wanted to have. I think that was his case. But at the same time, I think he's a phenomenal football player. I think he's going to get in camp somewhere and really turn some heads. I know what kind of player he is. I know he can be really aggressive and things. I think he's perfect for the NFL mold as far as the free safety and strong safety goes. I think he's going to be successful.
What did you see in practice that really showed you that maybe in games it wasn't that great, but that he could turn heads?
Just his lateral speed and the way he can adjust to plays and can react to certain situations. The guy as big as he is, and he'd be in one position on the other side of the field, and then just in a split second, he's completely turned around to the other side making plays. And he's really aggressive, and he's not afraid to come and stick you. And as a free safety, that's really what you got to have. You got to have that intimidation factor that puts it into the minds of the receivers. Always look out for you, know where you are on the field. When you play Troy Polamalu and Reed, in the back of your mind, you're always looking to see where they are. Not because they're such a good receiver or such good defenders, because they come and hit you any time. And so as receivers, you're always looking out for that, and that's always an intimidation factor. And it definitely helps you. It gives you a split second advantage.
What's your scouting report on Ahmad Black as well? Do you want to just continue that?
I've been talking to people about that all day. I think so much is put on the fact of the 40-yard dash and the vertical jumps and the bench presses, and my whole thing is just turn on the film. And if a man can play football, then man can play football. I think his track record speaks for itself. The statistics he's had here and the success he's had here speaks for itself. You watch the tape, and this guy can run from one sideline to the other sideline faster than any other safety in the country, and can make plays better than anybody that we see in the country. And he's been an all-SEC player, been a contributor onto the national championship team, and a starter for 3 or 4 years, and that just speaks volumes for what it is.
You think his size will be a factor on draft day?
I don't think so, just because I see guys in our league that continue to play. Guys that are his size that continue to come in 3rd down, 4th down plays, dime nickel packages, and are certain situational guys. And if you can play football, it doesn't matter your size. Yeah, it's going to give a little disadvantage, but his heart and his work ethic will make up for that. I think he's really motivated. I think he's going to surprise people.
David, what's it like being back here a year later? You made a huge impact when you ran last year. That must have gotten you a lot of attention.
It did. And this is an important day. For me, more so because I didn't have the combine, I didn't have any of the All-Star games. So this was all of my attention was focused on this one day. And so I had some great people around me, supporting me and helping me for this day. And I had the opportunity, and they gave me an opportunity, and I did the most with the opportunity.
You look like you were running for your life when you were out there.
That's how it was. Cause coming into this, I didn't know where I stood. Nobody knew who I was, and nobody really was going to give me opportunity. But I had to come out here and show what I could do, and show what the ability that I had, and just kind of have somebody open the door for me, and that's what they did, and they opened the door, and I just took the most of that next opportunity.
What was the season like to go through it, to live that? It was kind of a Cinderella story, right?
It's a great story, and I was just blessed to be in a position I was in. I was just looking for somebody to give me an opportunity, and Buffalo did that. And so, every opportunity they gave me, I tried to take advantage of it, and I tried to show the tools that I had and do the most I could with my opportunities. And I'm grateful for the city of Buffalo and for the organization to give me an opportunity.
So what's it like to be back here a year later? Are you talking to some of your former teammates about what kind of opportunities they might have, how they could maybe follow in your footsteps?
Oh yeah, and I think I have a special bond with some of these guys because they're in a similar situation that I was in last year. They're able to see the process that I had and the things that I went through last year and kind of put it to use this year. They're kind of asking me questions about certain situations and asking me how to do certain things and how I approach the process. And I think they're able to listen to me and kind of learn from what I went through and kind of use it and apply it to what they do.
David, going off of that, I just got done talking with Duke Lemons about the same thing, about what an inspiration he said, your kind of success story is to his process right now. Could you talk a little bit about that process and exactly, what you've done to help guys like Duke through this a little bit, maybe?
I'm just here just to help them out any way I can. With my process, it was, all I was looking for was just a situation to come in and be given an opportunity. And then whenever the opportunity is given to you, you have to make the most of it. Because it's a very cutthroat business, and if you don't make the most of the opportunities, you're gone in a day. And so that's why I keep telling them, continue to take it one play at a time. Don't get too caught up in the next day or the day after that, or the weeks or the games. Focus on practice. That's where you're going to make your living, is in practice. And then just don't get down on yourself, because it's a very tough business. Guys are going to continue to bring you down, and the media and the fans are always on your back. So just continue to believe in yourself and just listen to yourself, and don't get caught up in all the hype.
Aside from the uncertainty of the lockout, which I'm sure everybody's been asking you about today, what's next season looking like for the Bills? If there is a season, and what's your off season been like? All that.
My season's been pretty low key. I've been traveling a little bit, kind of enjoying myself, and spending time with my family. It's been for the past 5 or 6 years in Florida. I wasn't able to spend as much time, so I'm trying to get caught up and spend time with the family. And then next year I think it's going to be a good year for us. We had some good things to build on the last 8 games of the season. With this draft, I hope that they can bring in some guys that are going to make immediate impacts, and with free agency, bring in some guys with some veteran leadership, and take this team to the next level. I know the city of Buffalo has been hurting for some good football, and in my time here at Florida, I've been a winner, and it's painful to lose, and I hate to lose, and so I'm excited what the next season's going to bring. I'm excited for the future in Buffalo.
How much longer are you going to be around? Helping out or being around spring practice or anything like that?
I'm in town for the day. I may come back tomorrow and watch practice a little bit. I'm going to meet up with Coach Muschamp a little later on today and kind of sit down and talk to him. I haven't had a chance to meet him yet. And, just kind of get a feel for the guys. It's weird because I feel like all the guys who I played with are already gone, and it's a little different environment around here, a little different players, and so. But it's good to come back and be a part of this and kind of share some of my experiences with the players and kind of keep them motivated.
All right.